The Newsday continues here on One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. 6 new cases of fireworks-related injuries have been reported as of yesterday. Because of this, a total of 11 fireworks-related injuries have so far been logged for this year. These are the same compared to the 2020 figures, but around 77% lower than the 5-year average during the same time period. 10 cases were males aged 6 to 25 years old. 6 cases were due to illegal fireworks, which include Boga, Piccolo, 5-star, Bengala, Triangle, and 1 unlabeled and imported firecracker. 1 case, on the other hand, was caused by a whistle bomb. What was supposed to be a happy holiday for a family in Pampanga turned into a horrible tragedy, as 4 of its members, including a teenager and a 1-year-old child, died in a road accident on the day after Christmas. Justine Ponsalang has the rest of the story.
This woman from Lubao, Pampanga is mourning the death of her 13-year-old daughter just a day after Christmas. Rain Faye Suzy was one of the 7 people who died in an accident along Jose Abad Santos Avenue yesterday afternoon.
Dami?
In a video taken by a netizen, heavy traffic was seen along the highway at around 4 p.m. after a passenger minibus crashed against a waiting shed and electric pole. The pole fell due to the impact. The minibus also crashed against a nearby tricycle carrying 7 passengers, and their bodies, some lifeless, some bloodied, were strewn in the area. Faye's cousin said the teenager asked her tricycle driver and uncle June Mendoza to fetch her cousins for their Christmas get-together.
Nagtataka kami, ang tagal nila, tapos biglang nawalan ng kuryente. Yung pala, yun na yung aksidente na sila na yung nabundol nung ano. Kasi yun, nagulat na lang kami, paglabas namin, sila pala yung sa tricycle.
Faye and June, as well as his wife May Ann, died on the spot. The couple's children, 3-year-old Mavi Jiro and 1-year-old Julian McLean, were both rushed to the hospital, but Julian later on succumbed to his injuries. Jiro, on the other hand, is still under observation after experiencing abdominal pains. Jenny, another passenger of the tricycle and cousin of the victims, said that everything happened so fast, she couldn't even recall how the accident took place.
Noong pong katabi ko, nagkwekentuhan po kami. Tapos bigla na lang po nawala yung mali ko. Tapos kagising ko po, duguan na po yung mga katabi ko. Nabigla na lang po ako, may bukol ako sa likod.
Jenny sustained injuries from the accident. As of now, the grieving family has yet to meet the minibus driver who allegedly said in his defense that he lost control over the vehicle.
Conscious siya, may mga sugat siya, oo. Pero hindi siya nakakausap ng matino. Dinadahilan, yun nga, wala daw preno.
Aside from the 4 members of Suzy Mendoza family, the accident also claimed the lives of 2 Mariano cousins who were just standing at the waiting shed. Their family, however, declined to comment about the accident. The Suzy family, meanwhile, continues to mourn this holiday season. They are set on filing criminal charges against the driver of the minibus.
Oo naman po, hindi po pwedeng hindi kasi nawalan kami. Tsaka although wala namang po may gusto sa nangyari, pero maiiwasan sana kung nag-iingat din, di ba? Kaya oo, desidido talaga kami na magsampa ng kaso doon.
For News 5, Justine Ponsalang, we are One News.
We'll be back with more stories after a quick break. Keep it here on One News. Typhoon Odette has risen to 389. Okay. Lulungkot ang balita. Okay.
Sa bahay ngayon, mga tulog pa mga tao, sigurado. Tanghalian ang
You're still watching One News Now. I'm Charles Lejano. The Christmas spirit might be tough to find in areas ravaged by Typhoon Odette, but the Filipinos' bayanihan spirit is alive and well. Mon Gualvez has the story.
Victims of Typhoon Odette in Cebu came up with their own little ways to celebrate Christmas this year. Among them is Lisa Escasinas, who prepared 4 cans of sardines, dried fish, and rice for their Noche Buena. Lisa said this rather simple feast came from the relief goods they received.
Kahit na nahihirapin kami, sir, kailangan kasi namin magpakatatag para sa mga anak namin. Hindi pwede yung makikita nila na sobra kaming nahihirapan. Kailangan kasi namin magpakatatag para sa kanila. At kailangan namin magsikap para din sa kanila.
Using 3 branches and a broken water dispenser, they also created a Christmas tree beside their makeshift tent along the coast to feel the holiday spirit. But this Christmas tree is different as the decorations symbolize their needs after the storm. Ray, on the other hand, continued working, fixing broken car machines to have a little bit of income for the holidays. Ray said that he will use this money to buy a gift for his firstborn child who will celebrate his birthday this month.
Kahit ganito yung nangyari sa amin, happy naman kami na kompleto kami, walang nangyari sa family ko. Sila na sa Pasko o sa birthday nila, may regalo silang laruan at saka damit.
After employees of Signal and TV5 pulled in money for Ray and Lisa, we were able to buy them grocery packages for Christmas.
Maraming salamat TV5 at saka sa Signal.
Some passengers and truck drivers who are patiently waiting in this pier in Cebu City received some sandwiches and water from the Alagang Kapatid Foundation. All these were done through the help of the Ronald McDonald House Charities and the Eastern Visayas Naval Reserve Command.
And then what we do is, parang nag-organize din kami ng team namin. During night time, binibigay namin to sa mga na-stranded at saka nakapila sa pier. And para, kasi hindi na sila makaalis eh. Ni pag-ihi, sabi nga lang, hindi kami makaalis sir eh. So, baka maagawan sa pila. So, binibigay namin sa kanila na
The Alagang Kapatid Foundation, together with the Naval Reservists from Eastern Visayas, crossed the sea just to reach Olango Island. The Medellin group, composed of Cebu reservists, said that they know how it feels to be left with nothing after being hit by Typhoon Yolanda in 2013.
Year 2013 kasi sir, we were struck by Typhoon Yolanda din kasi. And mostly from Sugod to the northern Cebu, to the last part of northern Cebu, we were badly affected din po. And then the south and the central Visayas po talaga, sila po yung nag-respond sa amin as help for us sir.
The Medellin group of reservists are set to graduate from their course, but it coincided during the time that Typhoon Odette hit the province. They opted to deliver food and water for starving residents on the island.
Sa ngayon sir, napakahalaga po ng mga tulong na matanggap namin galing sa different agencies, national agencies dahil sa ngayon mahirap talaga mag-transport ng any goods from the mainland dahil knowing that our main transport, some of the vessels are damaged by the typhoon.
This is the same reason why the Philippine Navy is on hand in terms of relief operations.
so even our smaller ships here, we deploy it para makarating sa mga maliliit na barangay at makarating yung pangangailangan ng tubig at saka pagkain dahil maraming nagugutom.
They've been weathered by the typhoon, but Cebuanos still flock churches and make sure they hear Mass just like here in Basilica Minore del Santo Niño in Cebu. It just proved that Cebuanos have still known for their deep faith and devotion to Señor Santo Niño. It's noticeable how so many people attend Mass. Some even offered candles along with their prayers. Almost every Mass goer here had damaged homes or are still having a really hard time with the scarce water and power supply. But they still didn't miss going to church with their families.
Nalangin po na maka-recover agad kasi sa hirap ng panahon ngayon, kailangan po natin lumaban para po sa kinabukasan ng pamilya po.
Aside from the Masses, people also go to church these days to avail of the free charging station here. The Basilica was also hit by a power outage, but they made it a point to keep their generators running to help their fellow men even if it's really hard to secure petroleum these days.
Patuloy pa rin tayo or sa mga Cebuano, padayon taninyo or the theme for Santo Niño na padayon tayo, magtinabangay taninyo In spite of these challenges, in spite of this darkness, in the end, we could see light.
For News 5, Mon Gualvez, We Are One News.
The number of casualties due to Typhoon Odette has risen to 389. According to the latest NDRRMC situational report, over 1,000 people were injured and 64 people are still missing. Over 4.2 million persons have been affected by Typhoon Odette, and with nearly 571,000 of them displaced by the tropical cyclone. 334 areas are under a state of calamity. The estimated cost of damage to houses is now up to 28 million pesos. Damage to infrastructure, on the other hand, is at 16.7 billion pesos, while damage to agriculture rose to about 5.3 billion pesos. And those are the top stories at this hour. Join us later at 2 p.m. as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play. Just register for a free account at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Charles Lejano. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We're One News.